So let's see what happens here. We've been trying to get online for a little while. Okay, I think we're finally good. Guys, so we've been having we had some technical difficulties. I don't know what's what here, but yeah, if you are seeing this, just say something in the chat if you don't mind, and I'll wait to just make sure we are live. But we've been trying to get live here for a little bit, and I've been getting these weird errors going on. So I'm going to wait until I see somebody in the chat, because this is the patron stream, so we're only on the YouTubes. So I am going to wait and see someone on the chat, because I am not sure if we are actually live or not. It's saying everything's coming in, but yeah. Okay, it's working, but it's choppy, apparently. All right. Okay, yeah, something's going on with the YouTubes today. I don't know if it's on my end. I don't know if it's the internet. I don't know what's what, but we're having some technical issues. I appreciate you bearing with me, but it is the patron stream. What's up, everybody? This is the stream where I respond directly to the patrons, and I do the stuff the patrons send. And this is our third attempt. We were supposed to start at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. This is our third attempt to try to get on. For some reason, something's happening today. But yeah, hopefully we plow through. Some of you guys are saying it's a little choppy. Hopefully it comes in smooth. Right? Huh? All right. Welcome to the patron stream where I respond directly to the patrons. This is Rob Lacone, your host. Lucy just jumped down from my lap. She's like, stop babbling about your tech issues. No one gives a shit. I'm leaving. That's what Lucy said. All right. Lucy, I don't think she likes the new placement of the guitar. For those of you that tuned in to Get Your News On with Ron this morning, Lucy, my guitar is closer to me now. Like, here it is. It's right here. Here I am. I'm grabbing my guitar. See? So it's like pretty much right next to me. It was a little further away, but now it's right next to me. I don't think Lucy likes the new look. It kind of makes it a little harder for her to get to my lap from the living room, basically. And she's so she's letting me know. She'll look at the guitar, then she'll look up at me, and then she'll meow, as in, like, I don't like it there. Move it. If I had hands, I'd move it myself. I don't have hands. I'm a cat. I have paws. You can change this. You can change this right now, and for some reason you're not. You know what I want. I'm looking at the guitar. I don't like it there. I'm looking at you. You have the power to do something about it. You have hands. I'm a hunter. You're not a hunter. We each bring different talents to the table, Ron. I'm a cat. I can see in the dark. Can you see in the dark? You can barely see in the light. That's why you need glasses. So let's not have a pissing contest, Ron. But my point is, the guitar, don't like it there. You can do something about it, and you're not doing anything. You're just talking to that black thing. You look into that and you talk to it. I don't know what it is. It's a webcam, Lucy. I don't care. I'm just telling you. So, but here's the problem. Everybody. My fiance likes the guitar there. My fiance put the guitar there. That's how sometimes things in our apartment, they're just in a different place. And I'm like, hey, are they? And she's like, yeah, it goes there now. And I'm like, okay. And I don't ask questions. Why? Because I have no reason to, really. Well, she wants it to live there, and I don't see why it can't. So cool. If she ever, if my fiance ever just like put my studio. If she ever just put my studio outside or something, I'd be like, oh, is that I don't know about that. And she's like, nope, your studio lives there now. Honestly, I'd probably be like, all right, I guess I just do my thing here now. And I'd be like, hey guys, we gotta stop. There's a car coming. Someone needs to park. We gotta Get Your News On with Ron for a minute before they park, and then they get out. I'm like, hey neighbor, do you want to know what's going on in the news? I do a thing where I stream and people send the news to me, and we go through it together. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's angry, but it's always visceral. And they're like, that sounds, no, I don't want to do that. I don't really know you. That would be, but anyway. So Lucy, I don't know what to tell you. You and the fiance will have to battle it out. You guys will have to have a discussion, each make your points. as to where the guitar should live. And I'm fine with whatever as long as it stays in the apartment. That's all I ask. I'm just a guy who wants his guitar. I'm just a guy, and I use it now for the live shows. If some of you guys have caught that live, we just dropped a music video for my rendition of Love Me, I'm a Liberal. And patrons, you guys know the other song I'm working on. And we've been in the studio working on Ain't Been Doing Nothing If You Ain't Been Called a Red. So stuff is happening. I get to write off instruments on my taxes now. That's exciting. All right, so patrons, what is up? Everybody, what is up? Good to see everyone. And let's just get started. Dominic shares this article. And Dominic, thank you for sharing this. This is very interesting. Hi, Lucy. See, she can still make it. She can still make it. She's fine. The guitar is not stopping you from doing your thing. Lucy says, thank you so much for being a patron. We cannot do any of this without you. That's what Lucy says. But this is from Dominic. So let's check it out. Here we go. Boom. Dominic shares this. What the doctors ordered. Once opponents of universal health care, medical professionals may now help win it. So over the years, the medical community has been divided on the idea of single-payer health care, but this shift is happening. So the shift is becoming obvious in the highest echelons of organized medicine. The highest echelons of organized medicine have unanimously decided that people should be able to go to a doctor and shouldn't die in the streets without health care in the richest country in the world. It has been decided. All right. So in January, the nation's largest medical specialty society, American College of Physicians, which represent internal medicine doctors, swung out in support of universal healthcare reform, explicitly endorsing single-payer Medicare for all alongside a universal public choice model. The announcement was in the pages of the ACP's official journal. They're prescribing Medicare for all to the nation, an effort organized by Physicians for a National Health Program, for which the author of this piece serves as president. Yeah, what you hear a lot from the medical community is, and I know there's some divisions and there's some different schools of thought on how to go about this, but so many people, especially those that are coming around to single-payer healthcare, they're just saying, look, I didn't get into doing medicine so I could do paperwork. That's not, I don't want to fill out all this paper. I just want to practice medicine. And under a single payer system, guess what a doctor would get to do? Practice medicine. They would practice medicine. The bookkeeping would just be done by the government instead of by some for-profit insurance company who's going to price gouge you, the consumer. And yes, doctors will still be compensated the same way. It'll just come from a different source. So really, a single-payer system would just give a doctor less of a headache. And doctors can tell you, headaches, not healthy. Doctors don't like headaches. No one likes headaches. Right, Lucy? Lucy's on board with this article. Can you guys see? Yeah, you can see her a little bit. She's, and I know it doesn't help when I wear black T-shirts. I just happen to own a lot of black T-shirts. And this is a T-shirt by the band Fire Tiger. Shout out to them. Friends of the show, James and Tiffany, friends of the show. All right, so doctor, I just called you Dr. Dominic. Dominic, you might be a doctor. I don't know what you do, Dominic. Leave in the comments below later if you want. Are you a doctor? Maybe Dominic's a doctor who endorses all this. All right, let's see what else there is to it. Perhaps this is unsurprising considering the hardship that physicians regularly see inflicted on their patients. As an intensive care unit physician, for instance, this is the author of the article, I have treated patients with hypertensive emergencies, high spiking blood pressure that can lead to swelling in the brain or suffocating buildup of fluid in the lungs because they were uninsured. Because they were uninsured and went for years without care and medicine. So basically, they put up with these things that could have been totally prevented. Like these totally preventable things that we don't prevent because of our healthcare system. All right. So thank you for that, Dominic. I appreciate that very much. Next, Mark says this. So Mark, let's see. Mark says, I made a Twitter thread I think people need to hear. Well, Mark, they're not going to hear it, but they are going to see it. Well, I guess technically they are going to hear it because I'm going to read it. So, all right, it's getting seen and heard, Mark. How's that sound? You're getting both, buddy. Isn't that pretty cool? It's getting seen and heard. Boom, right now. How about those apples? All right, this is Mark. Mark, thank you for your patronage. It is ridiculous. Here's the thread. It is ridiculous that people still hang on to Warren thinking she will endorse Bernie Sanders. I don't think she will either. I'm with you. Hello 2016 called, and they want their backstabber back. Never Warren, Lion Liz, Bernie 2020, Tulsi 2020, Yang 2020, Marianne 2020, Gravel 2020. Not all of them can be president. Yang Gang, Gravel Gang, Aloha Gang. I'm not with you on all of those. I don't consider myself a Yang Ganger. And I respect Yang's ideas. I think he's coming from a genuine place. Although I guess we'll see. He got that CNN gig. We'll see what he does with it. I think he said something like, this is the debate of Mike Bloomberg. And I was kind of like, I don't know about that, buddy. But all right, we'll see. E. Warren, this is according to Mark, never been an ally of the progressive movement. She just pretended to be our ally, Mean Girl style. I don't know if I've ever actually watched that movie. Wait, no, I have. It's been years. But I did see that movie. Bernie Sanders' true allies have always been Mike Gravel, Marianne Williamson, Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard, Jill Stein, Nina Turner, and, of course, Jane Sanders. Most everyone else is suspect of just riding his coattails. E. Warren was never an ally. Horse trading of delegates will happen at the DNC convention. That's why there are so many neoliberals in the race. This is why Mike Gravel, Marianne Williamson, and Andrew Yang dropping out is a tragedy, and they will never get to horse trade with Bernie Sanders. If Tulsi Gabbard drops out, as many burners want, this according to Mark, her potential delegates will never be horse traded, and the only other anti-establishment candidate left, Bernie Sanders, it's bad strategy to demand that Bernie run alone. Also, Green Party, LP National, and Movement for a People's Party are the only groups left that are anti-war. Progressive allies left. Everyone I have mentioned should form a rainbow coalition. I completely agree. Outside the DNC, it's us versus the ruling class, and the sooner we realize that, the better. I completely agree. There needs to be a coalition between all of these progressive groups. Movement for a People's Party, Green Party, the DSA, I would include in that. Socialist Alternative, I would include in that. I'm not from, what is LP? Oh, Libertarians. Yeah, Libertarians too. I mean, hey, I personally am very different politically from Libertarians, but we do, and when I say Libertarians, I mean the contemporary American Libertarian. I don't mean like Libertarian Socialists and stuff like that. But and you're kind of typical Rand Paul-esque Libertarian. I have a lot of differences with that school of thought, a lot of differences, but we do have some things in common. We're both against the money party, and we're both against war. And those are some pretty big pillars to have in common. And maybe if we focus on that and build out from there, we can kind of exchange ideas and kind of unite on some stuff. So I feel you there, Mark. I'm with you. And please, no more plagiarizing ideas from the grassroots. Erasing the origin of the idea hurts progressive. And Mark, you're changing your mind here. Now I'm no longer sure Andrew Yang is an ally. Mark's changing his mind in real time via the Twitter thread. We're witnessing it, folks. Why is Andrew? Oh, and I think you're referencing when Andrew Yang said, "Oh, this is Bloomberg's debate." Bloomberg thread. Okay, something to look forward to. Gravel Gang, we're about to represent Mike Gravel in an emoji soon. That's awesome. Cool. Well, thank you for sharing this thread, Mark. I appreciate it. And as far as Andrew Yang goes, I guess we'll wait and see. Yeah, groovy. Thank you for sharing that, Mark. I appreciate it very much. All right, so that was Mark. We got some more stuff here from the patrons. Podcast by George. What's up, buddy? I hope all is well in Iowa. When accused of not being a Democrat, instead of Bernie saying he's a friend of Joe Biden, he needs to tell the world he was a friend. I'm guessing you mean he was a friend of Bobby Kennedy. Bobby Kennedy must be looking down from heaven, wondering why Bernie is on a debate stage with 5 Republicans. No kidding, right? I used to do a joke where I was like, my grandmother lived to the amazing age of 101 years old, which she did. Rest in power, Grandma. And politically, my grandmother identified as an FDR Democrat. You know what that was called in her day? Democrat. And it'd be weird how words would be different for her. Like she'd be like, "Hey, Ron, what's a Bernie bro? Well, you used to call that a Democrat. Oh, well, then what's a Democrat? You used to call that a Republican. Well, then what's a Republican? You know how all the James Bond movies have villains? Imagine all of them got together, formed a political party." So, yeah, I'm with you there. And, last night especially, Joe Biden, all he does is take shots at Bernie Sanders. That is all he does on that debate stage. Every single, I mean, if you go through every point Joe Biden made, or I mean, he didn't really make a point. He just, rehashed tired talking points. But every single time, he's just slamming Bernie Sanders. That is all Joe Biden does at this point. He just slams Bernie Sanders. That is his sole existence. Man, Bernie, with friends like that, who needs enemies, right? You don't hear my friend Joe Biden as often, and I hope Bernie is realizing this guy ain't your friend. You want to play diplomacy with your colleagues. That's fine. I get it. But this guy ain't your friend, and it's time to go after him politically. And Bernie's been doing that more, which is good. All right. Podcast by George. Do people express MSNBC fear? That should be an actual diagnosis, by the way. You have a dose of MSNBC fear. What are your big concerns with this election season? Foreign interference. Foreign interference, even though they cheated in Iowa, they're getting ready to cheat in Nevada and California. And Mike Bloomberg is literally buying social media trolls. He's paying people to just troll for him online. Foreign interference. I'm worried about that, though. Worried about that. You have MSNBC fear. Take this pill of independent media 3 times a day. Do people express MSNBC fear of Russia and or socialism when you canvass for Bernie? First of all, it's not like I'm some super experienced canvasser. I'm totally not. I went out and I canvassed for Bernie. I hope to get to do so again. But there's a lot of people that have been out there every single weekend, every single weekend day. I'm not one of those people, nor would I even try to pretend to be. I canvass when I can. I try to help out when I can. I've tried to do various events. I hope to do more. But, and especially, hey, I'm a guy, I travel a lot on the weekends. The weekends is usually when I'm traveling, especially during an election year, So like this weekend, I'd love to canvass more, but I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be up in Northern California with the Jimmy Dore Show. So, I'm not some expert canvasser is my point. But in my experience, to answer your question, George, I did not experience that once. Nobody ever said anything about Russia or socialism when I was canvassing for Bernie. One person kind of was like, I'm not paying attention. They basically just said, I don't care about politics. I don't think it makes a difference. I'm not paying attention. And it was like, fine. A lot of other people, pretty much literally every other person I spoke to, they were either straight up for Bernie or Bernie was who they liked the most. At least that's what they told us when we came to the door. I mean, maybe they say that to everyone who comes by. Maybe it's like some people, they're just like, yeah, whoever you are, I say I like your candidate. I'm just like, yeah, they're great. Maybe some people do that. I don't know. But yeah, you know what I do at my gym, but this is really, I feel bad, but I've totally done this because I feel so, what they do at my gym occasionally is they'll have people go around and, they're personal trainers and they try to get you to sign up. Where they're like, hey, you want some? And my thing is, look, I'm not really feeling a personal trainer. I don't really want that. I can't really, I don't really have the money for that right now either. It's just not, I just kind of work out on my own, And, but I say to everyone, and they're trying to like, well, I have this program, blah, blah, blah. And I get it, man. And I'm sure they're good at their craft. So I feel bad. So I'm like, hey, you know what? If I do decide to go personal trainer, you're the person I'm picking. All right. So just, I'm not feeling that at all right now, but if I go personal trainer, you're my person. I've said that to more than one person, not like intentionally, not like it's like the same day, like a couple people. And I'm like, you're my person, but like over time, like someone would approach me. I'd say that. Then like months later or whatever, someone else. And I'm like, yeah, you're my, and maybe one of them, they were like, I don't even work at this gym. I'm fooling this guy. I don't know. But I'm like, yeah, if I decide you're the person. And I just feel bad not saying that. I don't. And the truth is, I'm not necessarily lying because I'm never going to hire one of them. Like, it's never going to happen. So I'm saying right now, I'm not doing that. If I ever decide to do that, which, never say never. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I doubt it. But anyway, so maybe my point is maybe someone does that with political. Like, they're like, I feel bad for these canvassers. I just tell them, I'm actually writing in Mickey Mouse, but I tell everybody, I'm like, yeah, Bernie, I'm on board. Again, whoever it is, I just say. I'm sure some people do. But in my experience, George, to make a long answer longer, no. Nobody has done that to me. Nobody has said anything. about Russia. Nobody has said anything about socialism because in reality, general people aren't paying attention to that stuff. I mean, study after study has revealed that. I mean, there was that, I think it was Yale or somewhere, Princeton. It was one of the Ivies. I mean, does it really make a huge difference? But one of the Ivies, they did that study. Like Russia, they did this thing where Russia was reported on so many hours. And of course, this was back when Russiagate was full throttle. So it's probably not the case anymore. But they were saying like the media spends about 75% of its time on Russia. And that's an important issue to about 6% of the population. About 6%. They're like, this is the rest of the population are like, well, we just want to have a quality of life, and we want our needs reflected in our political system and a government that works for us. That's what we want. But anyway, so thank you for that. Thank you to Podcast by George, Dominic, and Mark for this week's topics. This is the patron stream where I respond directly to the patrons. The patrons leave me questions, they leave me ideas, they leave me thoughts, they leave me articles, and that's what we go through. So shout out again to Mark, Dominic, and Podcast by George for this week's topics. If you want to become a patron, patreon.com/Ron Placone. For a give what you can level, you get all these perks, including the replay of this stream. You get my album. You get full stand-up clips not available anywhere else. You get songs that I'm working on, pre-recordings of songs I'm working on. You get dialogues between myself and my cat Lucy before they're illustrated, and you help me expand this show. I'm trying to do the Sounds of Revolution series. I'm trying to do mini documentaries around city-owned internet. We're making progress in both of those areas. We would not be if it wasn't for the patrons. Both projects would just be dead in the water because I need to bring on more people to make this a reality. So thank you so much for your patronage. None of this would be possible without you. And hey, if you're looking to sign up, even $1 a month goes a really long way. So please do consider it. Patreon.com/Ron Placone. And D20 Bass Riffs. Thank you very much for the Super Chat contribution for guitar picks that Lucy hides in revenge. Right? That's what she'll do. She'll be like, I'm going to hide guitar picks. You just gave her an idea. Thank you very much, D20 Bass Riffs. And by the way, I heard you can get hemp guitar picks now, and they're better for the environment, which sounds really cool. I've never played with a hemp guitar pick. I really want to. And if anyone knows like best way to get some of those, let me know. I'm sure there's no way I could find this information out on my own. Someday I really hope they design this super information highway. Like maybe you can access it via a phone or a computer even, and you can find information on it. But until such an invention is real, I just have to ask you guys. Apparently you can get custom guitar picks that are hemp. And that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Mr. Izzy Dizzy, Ron, do some Chiron segments. Someone tweeted that. Was that you that tweeted that to me earlier? Someone tweeted that at me or left it in the YouTube comments section, and I like that. Chiron segments. I really dig that. I don't know what that means exactly. I mean, I get the play on words, but wherever you're going with it, I like it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Izzy Dizzy. Thank you very much, D20 Bass Riffs. Your Super Chat contribution means an awful lot. Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's patron stream. And, you know the drill. Tour dates, I got them. February 29th, San Francisco. Don't wait. Get your tickets now. That's going to be an exciting show. First of all, there's going to be people tabling starting at 8 p.m. PM Press is going to be there, so you can see all their new books, which includes a new book by Lee Camp, by the way. They're going to be there tabling at 8 p.m. And Shahid Buttar's people are going to be there as well, which is pretty cool. There's going to be tabling happening starting at 8 p.m. The show itself is going to kick off at 9 p.m. So it's going to be a really fun event. Shahid Buttar is going to be there as well. Graham Elwood and myself are going to be doing headlining sets. We're going to be playing some music. We're going to be using a pick that Lucy did not hide, right? So yeah, check that out. That's ronplacone.com for those tickets. Florida, we're coming to you in March 12th, Orlando, March 13th, Tampa, March 14th, Miami, baby. April 9th, I'll be at Concord University. April 10th, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. April 24th, Seattle. April 25th, Portland, Oregon. And there are dates all through 2020. Indianapolis, Detroit, Cleveland, Louisville, Nashville, Atlanta. Tickets are coming. Hold tight. We should have that up soon. Chicago, Milwaukee, New York City, Boston, Mass, Portland, Maine, Burlington, Vermont, Madison, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Minnesota, ronplacone.com. Don't wait. Get those tickets. Come on. Guys, thank you so much for being part of this. Again, None of these advancements will be possible without your patronage. It means an awful lot. Thank you so much. And in the meantime, you know the drill. Lucy says meow. I say peace. Peace.